Hello, future road runners. My name is Melissa Mayfield. I am one of the transfer specialists at CSUB, and we are excited that the spring 2022 application is open. I wanted to go ahead and go through the eligibility for spring 2022. So transfer students, you must be earning an associate's degree for transfer. That is different than an associate's of arts or an associate's of science degree. It needs to be the associate's degree for transfer. If you are not sure whether you are earning an associate's degree for transfer, I recommend that you reach out to your community college counselor in order to get clarification on that. So we are accepting ADT students, associate degree for transfer students that will have already earned the ADT or will have earned the ADT by fall of 2021. However, your 60 transferable units, including your Golden 4 classes, that's your oral communication, written communication, critical thinking, and college level math, must have been done by summer 2021. Those requirements need to already be done by the summer. And then if you needed to take classes for fall 2021, you can finish up the courses as long as it's not one of those Golden 4 classes and it is not a part of your 60 unit. Now I want to go ahead and give you some tips on filling out the Cal State Apply application. So it's very important that you fill out the application as accurately as possible. So before getting started with the application, I recommend that you have your unofficial college transcripts readily available. If you have test scores, meaning AP scores, CLEP scores, or International Baccalaureate scores, you want to have that information readily available as well. You will need to know your citizenship status and your residency status. I will go a little bit more into that later. And then you should also have a form of payment available. There is a fee waiver built into the application, and if you qualify, you will see at the end that the application fee will be waived. Otherwise, it is a $70 application fee for every application that you are wishing to submit. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to one of the first areas that is key for you to fill out. Once you create a profile, you will be taken to this extended profile. It's going to ask you if this is going to be the first degree that you're seeking, or if you've already have a bachelor's degree and you're going for a second bachelor's degree. So most transfer students, you would say that this is your first bachelor's degree. Now the second question is very important. You need to tell the system what kind of applicant you are. So once again, for spring 2022, we are accepting students earning an associate's degree for transfer from a California community college. When you click on this button, the dropdown will give you what California community college you are attending and the ADT program that you are earning. If you're earning a second ADT, you do have the ability to put that in there. It'll also ask if you're returning to a CSU campus, your military status, and then if you are an international applicant. If you are not an international applicant, the next question is, what U.S. state or possession do you regard as your permanent home? I want to make clear that it's talking about your residency, where you reside. So if you reside in the state of California, you want to put that on there. That is different from your citizenship status. So regardless of your citizenship status, if you reside in the state of California, you will want to indicate that to be the case. Okay, so now that I've saved that, next thing it's going to do is you're going to add a program. As long as you have selected that you are an ADT applicant, you will see that the application is open with all of our majors with the exception of nursing, because nursing does not accept an ADT. There is no such thing as an associate's degree for transfer in nursing. So you will go down and select which program you are interested in. There are sometimes a few of them. For instance, if you want to attend our Antelope Valley campus, please make sure that you're selecting the appropriate program. It does state that the campus is Antelope Valley or that you are going to main campus. We do have our concentrations listed. So if you just want to be a general business administration major, you would select this one. However, if you are looking at getting a particular concentration, they are listed as well. I want to go ahead and go back and make this very clear. If you have made a mistake in your extended profile, you will go up to the top right and click the drop-down menu and go to your extended profile. Here you will be able to make changes that we previously discussed. And I want to show you what it will look like if you are not an ADT applicant. So if you're transferring from a community college or another four-year institution and you have your 60 transferable units, it's going to let you know that you are ineligible for the program because we are only accepting ADT students. So I will show you once I save this. When I go to add the programs, you will notice that nursing pre-health is the only program listed. Now keep in mind, you cannot start the nursing program in the spring. It only starts every fall. But if you want to come in as a pre-health major, you're allowed to in the spring. But you will not see any other applications readily available. So please be mindful of that. Once you have selected a program, you will see that it is going to show you which programs you have selected. And it's also going to show you what the application fee is. So if you have selected multiple campuses that you are wishing to apply to, it'll show each campus application, the status of which it is, and then your total in fees. So you'll continue to your application. And here you're going to see there are 4 quadrants that need to be completed. You will not be able to submit your application until all quadrants are completed. I do want to point out that once you click on it, you can go ahead and acknowledge all of the changes, and then you can save and continue. And you can either go back to the main where you see the 4 quadrants, or you can just drop down and it'll bring you to the very next section over here until you get all the check marks. I do want to go ahead and go to the citizenship and residency information. For clarification, this first question is asking about U.S. citizenship status. So you are going to select whether you are a U.S. citizen, a permanent resident, a refugee, a visa, and if you do not have a formal citizenship status, you are going to select none. It will ask you what country you do have citizenship, and then also what year you moved to the United States. Now down here, because in the beginning of the application, I selected that I reside in California. So I would say, yes, I claim California resident, meaning you pay California taxes, you have a California driver's license, you own a home in California. All of those are ways that you can claim California residency. You will either select whether you have been here since birth. If not, it'll be asking you, when did you begin living in the state of California? So you can go ahead and type in when you were there. And now one thing to mind is that your save and continue button will not be able to be clicked on until all required fields have been completed. Then it'll allow you to hit save and continue. One of the other things that I would want to make sure that you are aware of is under your academic history. So you are going to fill out each section, but I want to take a moment to look at the colleges attended because students have a lot of trouble with this. I have already input that I went to Bakersfield College. I began in August of 2016, and I'm still attending there. And that's why my associate's degree for transfer is expected to be awarded to me in December of 2021. If you have already been awarded your associate's degree for transfer and you are no longer attending your community college, you will put in the last term that you attended that community college. And then you will move into college coursework. You will need to have your unofficial transcripts readily available because you are going to put in the classes that you have taken semester by semester, along with any test scores if you have them, meaning AP scores, CLEP scores, or International Baccalaureate. Please do not select, I am not adding any college transcripts. This will result in your application being denied. So once you have entered in the colleges attended, you will select that you're going to start entering the coursework from Bakersfield College. And Then at the end, you will select, once you're done, it'll say, yes, you have completed it all. One place I would love to point out for you is the Applicant Help Center. This is a phenomenal resource. So we're going to click on this. It's going to take us to the Help Center. And one of the biggest things that you're going to be looking at is how to enter in your coursework. Down here, you will see that if you are a transfer student for the 21-22 cycle, you're going to look at the application guide. The reason why this is so important is because it's going to show you how to put in your coursework semester by semester, and it's also going to show you how to put in your test scores if you have them and how to put them in correctly. I cannot stress the importance of this section enough. The Office of Admissions at CSUB makes admissions decisions based off the information that you put into this system. So it is so important that it is put in accurately. It is also important that you list any courses that you are in progress for or plan on taking, meaning courses that you might begin taking in fall of 2021. You want to input them for fall of 2021, and instead of entering the grade that you put in, you will just say that they are planned or in progress so that the Office of Admissions is aware of that and can see what your academic history looks like. As I mentioned previously, you will be putting in your test score information. You will put it in on the first semester that you attended college under college coursework, but there is also a standardized test section. You will complete whether you have taken any AP test, CLEP test, or IB test. Please note that even if your test scores are listed on your community college transcript, we will not accept those. So when it's time to order transcripts and send us your information, you will need to send us a transcript from each institution that you have attended, along with an official score report. So College Board is where you order your official score report. Once again, we will not accept them from your transcript. So please make sure that if you have test scores, that you prepare to order an official score report to be sent to us in addition to your transcript. Under the third quadrant, you will see the Associate's Degree for Transfer tab. Down here, it's going to ask you to put in your campus ID number. That is only the numbers. So if you have a symbol, you will not include that. If you know your California Community College ID number, you can put it in here. However, it is not asterisk, so it is not a required field. And then once again, you are going to list when you anticipate to earn your associate's degree for transfer, or if it's already awarded to you, you would enter in the completion date. So for students who won't be awarded their associate's degree for transfer until the fall, you would be entering in December of 2021 because you will not be completed with your classes until then. You will also enter in your ID number from your community college and hit save and continue. Once again, it'll direct you to go to the next section, and you will work your way all the way down until you have completed all 4 quadrants. Under the other information section of quadrant 1, I would recommend when you scroll down, it's going to ask you a list of several questions. And one of the things it's going to ask you about is if you are interested in the California Promise Program. As a transfer student, you are eligible to be a part of the California Promise Program. So I do recommend that you select yes, that you are interested in California Promise. And you can click on the California Promise site to review more information. But students earning an associate's degree for transfer are eligible to participate in California Promise. Under the financial and parent information section, it's going to ask you a couple questions regarding income. If you can answer no to all of these above questions, you will select none of these apply to me. If one of these situations apply to you, we'll select one or more of these situations apply to me. Asking you your total household size, so meaning yourself and anybody else that resides in your household, and then the number of dependents living with you. Now on here, it's going to ask you your adjusted gross income for the year of 2019. Please note that your adjusted gross income is all money that you have paid taxes for. The second question is untaxed income, meaning if you received any money that you did not pay taxes for, you would indicate that here in this section. Typically, these boxes should not be the same number. So please keep that in mind in the difference of what your taxable income is versus your non-taxable income. When entering college coursework that you're using your unofficial transcript to do, you're going to select the first term that you attended school and the year in which that was, your academic status. So whether you are a freshman at a community college, you can only be a freshman or a sophomore. You're a freshman up until your first 30 units, and then you're a sophomore after that. And here, this is where you would state whether your classes you've already completed and received grades in, or for those future terms, you would select in progress or planned. Once you select the first semester, you can go ahead and answer the courses. So once you have started typing in your course code, you will see a drop-down menu of the courses that are loaded into the system for that community college. If you select one, it's going to fill in the course title, the credits. You must select the subject. If you leave the subject blank, you will not be able to save it. Subjects are general. So for instance, if it's history, if it's a US history, Chicano history, it's still just going to be under history. So for this course, you're looking at English. It is in alphabetical order for you to select. So I'm going to select English. It's a 3-unit class, and I received a grade of a B. Once you input your grade, I would hit the tab, and it's automatically going to fill out the CAS grade. For courses that you don't see in a drop-down menu, for instance, if I attended Bakersfield College and took Math B70, you will notice that no results are found. That is because Math B70 is not a transferable course, and so you will need to enter it in manually and then not select the transferable button. Once you have done that for all courses for the term, you will go ahead and hit save. And then you can go on to the next term. So I started in fall of 2016, the next semester that I went was in spring of 2017. And I still would have been a freshman, and this is a completed course. So now I can add the courses that I took, select from the drop-down menu. This is an anthropology class, so I will select it as an anthropology and put in the grade that I received. You will do that for all courses that you have taken. Please note, if you have attended multiple community colleges, you will need to input your courses that you've taken for each college, and they will be on separate college entry forms. This also is applicable for our students coming from Bakersfield College, or Porterville College, or Saracosa College. Those are different schools. So if you took a class, maybe you're a Bakersfield College student, but you took a Porterville class, you will need to input that as a separate course for Porterville, not under Bakersfield College. Once you have added all of your college coursework, the next section down is general education. The system will default these areas of what you have satisfied. However, all courses listed are here. If you do not feel that this is filled out accurately, you can go ahead and select a different course. However, you do not want to opt out of this section. It is a requirement for all students to have their oral communication, written communication, critical thinking, and college-level mathematics course done by summer 2021. Therefore, courses should be input for this section. Once they are in there, you will save and continue and move on to the next section. It is very important for you to input all your college work as well as that general education section. Once you have completed all 4 quadrants and they are in green, you will see that you're eligible to submit your application. So you will click on here. It shows you the progress of your application and it lets you submit it. Now, I can go ahead and click this here and it'll tell me if I qualify for the fee waiver. It's telling me that I qualify for 4 out of 4 fee waivers, meaning that I can submit up to 4 applications if I wanted to apply to multiple institutions, and that my fee would be covered, that $70 fee. So then you would hit the submit button. And what it's going to do is it's going to have you review your submission. So up top, it's going to tell me that it calculated my total units, as well as it'll calculate your GPA. It'll show you your general information, and it'll tell you that you opted out of test scores. Sometimes you will get a notification that it will not let you bypass and you must go back to that section and complete it. Other times it's just showing you that this is the information that they want to make sure that you believe is correct before you submit your application. So under this one, this is important to say that you have indicated that you're going to have 60 transferable units. However, I intentionally didn't add all of my 60 units. So that will show as an error. The system will show that you didn't add 60 units up in your college coursework, but you said that you're an ADT student. It will allow you to say that you've understood it and review it and still move on. However, if you get this message, I strongly encourage you to go back and review your college coursework section to make sure that everything was input correctly. That includes your in-progress or planned courses. Then you will move on to submit a payment. And if you receive the fee waiver, your total will be zero and you will be able to submit your application. Otherwise, you will need to pay the $70 application fee. Once it has been submitted, you will receive an email from Cal State Apply confirming that your application has been submitted. You will later on receive an email from CSU Bakersfield confirming that we have downloaded your application, provided you with a CSUB ID number, and provided you your next steps of what you need to do to complete the application cycle, like turn in your official transcripts, turn in your test scores. If I did not answer your questions on your Cal State Apply application in this video, please feel free to email transfer@csub.edu, and I would be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.